Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to learn about decorators in Python. So, what are decorators in Python? Let's say I am working on a Python project with multiple functions that execute separately, and I want to know how much time each function takes to execute. To keep things simple, I am just taking a small function as an example. So, one way is to write a separate function to measure execution time and call it for function manually. However, doing this for every function could make the code repetitive and messy. So here comes a decorator in Python. A decorator is a function that modifies the behavior of another function or method. It wraps the original function, adding additional functionality without changing its code. So, as I said, it's a function. So, let's create a function called measure time, which will take another function as input, referred to as func. Inside measure time, we define another function named wrapper. In this wrapper function, we first create a variable called start to store the start time. Then, we call the original function func. After that, we create another variable called end to store the end time. Finally, we calculate and print the execution time by subtracting the start time from the end time. Once this is done, we return the wrapper function. This allows us to wrap the original function with the timing functionality. Now, to use this decorator for any function, we simply add its sign and the function name, which is measure time, above the function definition. When we run the decorated function, the execution time will automatically be printed alongside its output. Simple, right? Here we are decorating our base function with a decorator of measure time. We're not modifying the base function, we're extending it. Now we have a nested function called wrapper within our decorator. It's necessary to have this. Here's why. I'm not calling the base function just yet, so nothing should happen when I run the code. See, nothing happens. If I were to remove the wrapper function, see what happens. We would end up calling the function as soon as we apply the decorator. But we are not even calling our functions at all. We want to print good morning only when we explicitly call the respective function. In other words, the function should not execute automatically when the decorator is applied. Instead, the code inside the function should only run when we explicitly invoke it during program execution. That's why we have a wrapper function in the decorator. It delays the execution of the original function until we specifically call it. This ensures that good morning is printed only when we decide to call the base function, rather than immediately when the decorators are applied. But can we apply more than one decorator? Let's try. We'll create a decorator to say hello. We will first define a decorator called greeting, which takes another function as input. Inside greeting, we define a wrapper function, just like before, because we don't want our function to run automatically when we apply the decorator. In the wrapper function, we print hello, and then call the original function. Finally, we return the wrapper function. Now let's say we want to print hello before our base function and calculating the execution time. To do this, we'll place the greeting decorator before the measure time decorator. And when we run this, the output will look like this. First, hello from the greeting decorator, then the base function's message, good morning, and lastly, the execution time printed by the measure time decorator. So, with decorators, you can apply more than one decorator to a base function. But what if your base function accepts arguments? For example, we want to say, good morning, John, to our friend John. To do this, we pass John as an argument to our function call and set up a parameter called name in the base function. We will also update our print statement to use fstring so we can include the given name. Let's run this and see what happens. We get a type error saying, takes 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given because our wrapper function isn't set up to accept arguments. To fix this, we add *args and *kwargs to the wrapper function, allowing it to accept any number of positional and keyword arguments. We do the same for the base functions and then for our second decorator as well. Now when we run this, it will print hello, followed by good morning, John, and then the execution time. Awesome, right? That's it for today's tutorial. We've learned about decorators with a simple example, and I hope you now have a clear understanding of how they work. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Python tutorials. Thanks for watching.